One Piece has been running for over 25 years, hundreds of characters, dozens of devil fruits, Conqueror's Haki, Gear 5, ancient weapons. The power scaling in this world is absolutely insane. But if you had to pick just 10, the 10 characters who stand above everyone else, who makes the cut? Today we're settling this once and for all. Objective. No bias. No fan favorites getting a free pass. These are the top 10 strongest One Piece characters, ranked by feats, not hype. And trust me, number 1 is going to destroy your comment section. And yes, I know some of you are already typing, is Monkey D. Luffy. After awakening the Nika fruit and achieving Gear 5, Luffy became something that hadn't been seen in centuries. His body becomes rubber on a cosmic level. He can reshape the battlefield, turn lightning into nunchucks, and laugh his way through attacks that would kill anyone else. He beat Kaido, one of the most feared creatures alive, in a straight fight. That alone earns him a spot on this list. But here's the truth. Luffy burns out. Gear 5 drains him rapidly, and there are people in this world whose power doesn't have an off switch. That's why he's at 10, not 1. Dracule Mihawk holds a title that exists for a reason. The greatest swordsman in the world. Not the greatest in his region. Not the greatest of his generation. The world. He clashed with a young Shanks so many times that their rivalry became legendary. And Shanks is an emperor. With Yoru, his black blade, Mihawk can cut through battleships, across oceans, and through Haki-hardened defenses. He doesn't use a devil fruit. He doesn't need one. Pure mastery, pure Haki, pure sword. The reason he's at 9 and not higher is simple. We've never seen his absolute ceiling, but every feat we have seen puts him comfortably above most of this world. Shanks stopped a war, not with an army, not with a devil fruit. He sailed into Marineford, the most dangerous battlefield in the world, and every single side stood down. His Conqueror's Haki is so overwhelming that even the 5 elders respect him enough to hold a private meeting. He lost his arm and still became the world's most feared emperor. His swordsmanship rivals Mihawk. He has no devil fruit, and somehow that makes him more terrifying because there's no weakness to exploit. Shanks is the standard that everyone else is measured against. He sits at 8 only because what comes above him operates on a genuinely different level. Blackbeard did something that should be physically impossible. He holds 2 devil fruits. The darkness fruit, which nullifies all other devil fruit powers on contact, and the tremor fruit, which can shatter the earth itself. One fruit makes him the perfect counter to any fighter in existence. The other lets him destroy islands with his fists. He hasn't shown his absolute peak yet, and that alone is terrifying. A man who's still growing, still collecting power, and already capable of killing Whitebeard commanders. The ceiling on Blackbeard is unknown. That's what makes him one of the most dangerous beings alive. Sakazuki, better known as Akainu, is the most ruthless fighter in marine history. His magma fruit is objectively the most destructive logia in existence. It burns hotter than fire, it melts rock, and it can destroy the regeneration of any flame-based user. He tanked multiple attacks from a dying Whitebeard, the man who shook the world and kept fighting. He fought Aokiji for 10 straight days on Punk Hazard. 10 days. The island is still split in half from that battle. He became Fleet Admiral through sheer dominance. Akainu doesn't lose fights. He ends them. For decades, Kaido was known as one thing: unkillable. He's been captured and tortured by the world government 18 times. He's been executed 7 times. He jumps off sky islands for fun and walks away. His dragon form is a natural disaster. His Haki is so dense that normal attacks don't even register. The reason Kaido is at 5 and not higher is that he was ultimately defeated by a Luffy who pushed beyond every limit. But let's be honest, Kaido losing doesn't make him weak. It makes Luffy a miracle. In any other context, Kaido wins. Every time. Edward Newgate, Whitebeard, held the title of the strongest man in the world for most of the series. His tremor fruit lets him crack the air itself. He can cause earthquakes, tsunamis, and shockwaves that shake the entire planet. At Marineford, sick, weakened, and dying, he still split the island in half, dominated the battlefield, and took over 100 sword wounds, 200 gunshots, and dozens of cannon blasts without ever falling face first. He died standing up. That image tells you everything you need to know about Whitebeard. At his prime, many believe he was simply the closest thing to unbeatable this world had ever seen. Emu sits on the empty throne. The 5 elders, the most powerful people in the world government, bow to this person. They bow. Emu erased an entire island from the map with what appeared to be a single attack. A beam of destruction so massive it swallowed Lelouchia Kingdom completely. Hundreds of thousands of people. Gone in seconds. Emu's true nature and full power are still being revealed, but the scale of what we've already seen places this entity at number 3 on this list. When the final war comes, Emu will be the last wall standing. Number 1 is not a character in the traditional sense. It's a concept, a legend, a god. Joy Boy, the mythical figure who the world government has feared for 800 years. The original user of the Nika fruit, a being whose power is described in ancient texts as limitless. Someone who brought smiles to everyone, who fought for freedom against a world that wanted to control everything. The 5 elders don't fear Luffy. They fear what Luffy is becoming. They fear the return of Nika, because the last time this power awakened, it nearly ended their entire system. Gear 5 is just the beginning of what this fruit can do. The true form of Joy Boy, fully awakened, fully free, is the closest thing One Piece has to an absolute ceiling. And that ceiling, based on everything we've been shown, has no top.